When things around you are not going as planned, just relax and leave it to time. All things will fall in place as they are meant to be. Unknown. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the month of May. We are already beyond halfway through this month. Crazy. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. This episode is being brought to you by the Become Your Own Boss Planner. Earlier this year, someone asked me how I managed to get so many things done with my businesses, my family, previously serving on a charter school board, starting a podcast, and my personal desires. Truly, the Become Your Own Boss Planner helps me accomplish the goals I desire and live the life I want because it ensures that I focus on the areas of life that are important to me. If you want a planner that allows you to focus on gratitude, inspiration, goal setting, actual goal getting, time blocking, an effective to-do list, and so much more, this is the planner for you. You can get your own planner at BecomeYourOwnBossPlanner.com. That's BecomeYourOwnBossPlanner.com. You can also see the link in the show notes. May can be hectic. If you are a parent of school-aged kids, you know what I mean. Recitals, showcases, award ceremonies. The list goes on and on. Not to mention holidays and graduations and all of the things that happen in the month of May. I said holidays, but I actually have 2 May birthdays in my household also. So that makes it feel even a little bit more busy. It's near the end of school, and as a mom, as an entrepreneur, I feel like I am running. And it's okay. I am enjoying the kids. I am enjoying my business. But May can be very, very hectic. That being the case, I realized after I published last week's episode that I completely forgot that Mother's Day was coming up. So for all of you who are listening, who are moms, grandmothers, aunts, anyone who feels like they are mothering someone in some way or has mothered someone in some way, happy belated Mother's Day. Totally forgot to even say that last week because I had so many things going on, so many balls in the air. As I've mentioned on this podcast before, I am a planner. However, I don't record an episode until the week of. As much as I would love to get ahead, and though I batch my interviews, I don't actually get to the show, the meat of the show, until the week of. Well, this week, as I was planning to bring you all an episode with an interview of a wonderful person who is a new entrepreneur, a new mom, she is just taking on the world. I was so excited about bringing you this interview. I realized as I went to listen that my audio is completely messed up. And so that being the case, I could not bring you the episode. I am hoping and praying that my editor can fix it. If not, hopefully I can get her to come on again and I can do the interview again. But at the top of this episode, I talked about planning, and planning can be great. Again, I'm a planner. I like to think ahead on things that I'm going to do. But truth be told, and we know this, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, that things don't always go as planned, and it's okay. I am learning that it's okay. I am dealing with it as things happen. So first, episode not ready, not able to post that. Computer died today, and I have to get a new computer or new battery. I don't know which, probably both. It's time. But oftentimes things don't go as planned, and how we react to that is really, really important. Last week I got a little frustrated because we had planned on leaving to go to my nephew's graduation on Thursday. We had booked a room for Thursday night, Friday night. But a week before, we learned that our daughter was getting inducted into junior beta, which is exciting. It shows academic prowess and leadership and all of these great qualities that most parents would love for their kids to have. And we were really, really excited about her getting inducted. So we changed our plans, and we were going to go up on Friday to see my nephew graduate in Virginia from Virginia Tech. However, after the induction ceremony, when we were planning to leave, we realized that we had an appointment, a paid consultation at our business, and we needed to handle that as well. So where we intended to leave at 2:30, we did not leave until 5, which is the greatest time in Atlanta traffic to leave. That, of course, is sarcasm. That being the case, we didn't get to Virginia until Friday, really Saturday morning at about 2 a.m. Things did not go as planned. Still had a great time, had an opportunity to go to his second graduation since we missed the one on Friday, and had an opportunity to spend great time with family. I love the quote that I shared at the beginning of this episode, though, because as someone who is extremely high-strung sometimes, relaxing in the plan being changed can be very difficult for me. I am growing in that area, though, because not only did I go with the flow with that, but I also am going with the flow with the podcast that I wanted not being able to post this week, and it's okay. I also was very flexible in coming back from Virginia because we just left it up in the air. Maybe we'll stay in Charlotte. Maybe we'll drive on back to Atlanta. Because we couldn't get a room in Virginia around Virginia Tech, all of them were booked for Saturday night. We drove down to Charlotte. It ended up being great. Relaxed around having a great dinner. After midnight, that was my Mother's Day dinner. Wasn't very packed, so even better. And enjoyed walking around downtown Charlotte with the kids on Mother's Day. And then we drove back. It was great. It was relaxing. Though we did do a 48-hour trip. Made it feel about 2 weeks long, but it's okay. It was good. And I am learning. As I grow, I'm beginning to learn more about myself. And though, yes, I love planning. I like to have a plan. I like to write my plans down. But things don't always go as planned. And it's the same in our businesses. We have great ideas. We come up with new products. We come up with new services. And they don't always go as planned. But things will work out in time. We will figure out our groove and where we need to go. In addition to those graduation plans not going as planned, I also didn't post this week very much on social media. And maybe it was around the fact that last week and the week before's episode really, I felt like gave me permission to be consistent without being constantly on social media. I don't know about you, but social media can be exhausting and can cause anxiety if you're not careful. Even just scrolling, looking at other people, sometimes can make you feel like you need to be doing more. And I decided to kind of take a step back from this week. And it's felt really good. I didn't post on Monday. I also did not post on Tuesday. Luckily, I have a virtual assistant that helps me, and he actually posted on Wednesday and today, which has been great, which is Thursday. I took a break a little bit because I needed it. I needed to breathe, and I also needed to kind of get things in order. And so for those of you who really look forward to the 2-minute takeaway on Tuesday, apologies. But things again didn't go as planned. So I didn't have that ready on Tuesday. And it's okay. I think it's okay. Because again, things don't always go as planned. And I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that today, because sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves and beat ourselves up a little bit when we either don't plan or when we do plan and things go off to the left or to the right. But we can relax in that and know that in time it will work out. I do think that planning is important. I have a whole planner around that. So I do think planning is important. I think it's important to be intentional around the things that you want to accomplish and the things that you want to do. However, there's also, in my mind and in my belief, there is a higher being, a higher spirit that can see things that we don't see. And because of that, sometimes our planning is not in alignment and things change. And I'll say this because initially I was frustrated on last Friday when an appointment accidentally got booked on our roster, on our calendar, a paid consultation from a client. I was frustrated because I'm like, oh no, we need to get on the road. We're going to get there late. We're going to get there later than expected. But then I checked myself because to me, that higher power may have needed me not to be on the road starting at 2:30, but rather 5 o'clock, and to arrive at the hotel at 2 a.m. Because truthfully, we don't know what's ahead of us on the road. So I rest in that part when plans don't always go the way that I want, in that there's something that knows more than me. There's a being, a spirit, an energy that knows more than me. Now, I don't know if you believe in that, and it's okay if you don't, but that's my belief. That's my thought. And as someone who is very ambitious, and I know most of you listening to this show are ambitious people, you want things to go as planned. You have all the boxes that you want to check and move your business along. But keep in mind, as you do this, as you move through it, that plans may not work out the way you have them envisioned because there's a better plan for you. And it will all fall in place as they're meant to be. This episode is somewhat random because I wasn't planning on doing this initially. But perhaps this is a message that someone out there needs. And in this randomness, I just wanted to kind of share a pet peeve that I noticed bothers me lately. I have a few, but this is one. When someone calls on the phone, and I do this a lot with customers, or I get this sometimes when I answer the phone with customers and clients, is they will ask me, how are you doing? But then they continue to talk. And I think to myself, why did you ask me how I'm doing? You really don't want to know. And I am the type of person that when I ask someone how they're doing, I actually want to genuinely know. It's not just a filler of conversation. I actually want to know how you're doing. And anyway, that's such a random thought, but it's happened to me like twice this week. And I thought that is just odd. Do lots of people do that, or is it just some people that I encounter? It's not everybody. There's definitely lots of customers. When I say, how are you doing? They'll say, how are you doing? And we both answer the question and go from there. Such a random topic. Just a random throw it in there since I'm talking today. I also want to let you all know that I'm working on a new business. So for those of you who are newer to the podcast and perhaps you're in the process of starting your business or you want to start a business, make sure you keep listening because I am going to kind of take you through the steps of this process of starting a new business. Because truth be told, the process is similar no matter what business you're starting, and not just from the point of getting your paperwork in place and your bank account and all of that type of thing, but the actual series of things that you need to do, from market validation, marketing, getting an email list, kind of all of those things to really get your business up and running. So we're going to talk about that over the next few months as I walk through this new business that Ethan and I are both venturing into, actually. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very passionate about it. And I will definitely share more with you around that. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen. I want you to take some time to plan, but be okay if the plans don't work out, because it's okay. Thanks for listening. Take some time, if you don't mind, to just go out and leave a review for the podcast. Leave a written review if you have an opportunity. I really would appreciate that. And don't forget to share it with a friend. Send them a link. Send them a link to this episode or send them a link to the entire podcast, but share it with someone who is a budding entrepreneur or early stage entrepreneur, someone who wants to be an entrepreneur. This is the podcast for them. Be sure to share that. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. And remember, now is the time. Now is the time to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.